Alrighty, guys, we are now 12-1 in our last 13 crowd pleaser teasers on my website. And I'm going to have another crowd pleaser teaser teed up for you on Friday. But before we dive into some more of that, just want to take a quick time out and welcome you to the video here today for Friday, November 4th, 2022. My name is Brock Page, and I do sports picks for free right here on YouTube. I also sell my personal sports bets on Patreon.com/BrockPage. And once again, guys, I'm 12-1 in my last 13 crowd pleaser teasers on that site. And I'll include a link for you for that package in the description section below, just so you can easily access that. And just a reminder, guys, if you sign up for that membership, you're going to get access to that package for the next 30 days. And as an added bonus here, guys, I'll include all of my cheaper memberships with your purchase absolutely free. Now, I currently have over 565 members who are signed up and active on that site right now. And once again, the link for that crowd pleaser teaser is in the description section below. You can just go ahead and sign up for that right now, and I'll post that crowd pleaser teaser tomorrow on Friday. But anyway, let's go ahead and dive into some free content. We're going to take a look at the Heat at the Pacers, 7 o'clock East. Miami's the 4.5-point favorite on the road. Totals 227. And even though the Heat's struggling a little bit offensively, they are taking on a Pacer team who's one of the worst. Actually, they are the worst in the league in guarding the three ball. They're letting their opponents make just about 43% of their three-pointers against them. They're also allowing 120 points a game. Now, they're facing a Miami team who plays pretty solid on the defensive end of the court themselves. They're in the top 10 in fewest points allowed. When it comes to offensive production, Tyler Hero scoring over 18.5 points a night, along with 6 rebounds. Meanwhile, Bam Adebayo is averaging over 8 boards a game, along with 17 points. And one more thing to add here, guys. The Heat's actually been very good from the foul line, really making their opponents pay when they put them to the stripe. They're making 86% of their free throws as a team, which puts them in the top 3 in the league in that stat. Now, injury-wise, Oladipo and Butler are questionable with lower body injuries. Meanwhile, for the Pacers, Tice, Nesmith, and Jackson, they're listed as questionable for them. When it comes to the total, 3 out of the Pacers' last 5 did stay under the total. Meanwhile, for the Heat on the other side, they went 4-2 to the under in their last 6. I'm going to lean toward Miami minus 4.5, under 227. Next ball game, Cavaliers, Pistons, 7 o'clock East. Cleveland's the 7-point favorite on the road, totals 222.5. Now, the red-hot Cavaliers have won their last 6 straight, and they covered the number in all of those victories. They're led by Donovan Mitchell, who's scoring 31 points a game, and he's making nearly 44% of his three-pointers. Meanwhile, Darius Garland's second on the team in scoring, and he's knocking down 41% of his three balls. Now, when it comes to defensive play, well, the Cavs are currently in the top 5 in fewest points allowed. They're taking on a Detroit squad who struggles shooting from the field. They're in the bottom 3 in field goal percentage, and they're one of the worst rebounding teams in the East. Now, injury-wise, Burks and Durant are questionable to play for Detroit. Meanwhile, for the Cavs, Raul Neto is questionable with an ankle. When it comes to the total, Cleveland saw their last 3 straight get over the total. 5-1 of the over in their last 6. Meanwhile, the Pistons on the other side, they saw 5 out of their last 8 get over the total themselves. I'm going to lean toward Cleveland minus 7, over 222.5. Next matchup I have for you, it is going to be Nets at the Wizards, 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off in the nation's capital. Now, Brooklyn's the 2-point favorite on the road, totals 228. And even though the even though the Nets are favored away from home, what am I trying? I just got a text from a buddy. He was just trashing Meek Mill. Anyway, let's try that again. Brooklyn minus 2, total 228. And even though the Nets, man, I'm baffled by that. Even though the Nets are favored on the road, it's the Wizards who are shooting really well from the field. You got to sometimes just bring it out of yourself. Washington, they're in the top 5 in offensive field goal percentage, and they're making over 81% of their free throws. And of course, Bradley Beal, he's leading the team in points with 21 a night. Meanwhile, Kristaps Porzingis, he's bringing down 8.5 rebounds a game. Yeah, sometimes when the words don't come out, you gotta force them out. You gotta beat them out of you. Anyway, when it comes to boards, well, the Wizards are one of the best defensive, rebounding teams in the game right now. They're facing a Brooklyn squad on the other side who's second to last in offensive boards themselves. Brooklyn's also had all kinds of problems on defense. They're letting their opponents make over 41% of their three-pointers against them. Now, injury-wise, Curry's questionable. Simmons is out. Looks like Simmons is going to be out for the next couple of games. Meanwhile, for Washington, looks like we'll actually see Corey Kispert on the floor. He's been upgraded to probable finally. Now, total-wise, 3 out of Washington's last 4 did get over the number. Meanwhile, Brooklyn saw overs against the likes of Indiana, Dallas, and Memphis. I'm going to lean toward Washington +2 in the over 228. And with that, we're going to jump into our next and final breakdown for our Part 1 video. It is going to be Knicks at the Sixers, 7 o'clock Eastern start time. Now, Philly's -3 at home, totals 223. And Philadelphia's got the job done in 3 out of their last 4. Those were outright wins. And they're doing a great job of shooting the basketball. They're making 49% of their field goals right now, and they're leading the league in three-point percentage. Tyrese Maxey's drilling almost 47% of his shots from three-land, and he ranks second on the team in points. Meanwhile, Joel Embiid is averaging 27 points a game himself, along with 9 boards. And speaking of rebounds, the Sixers are currently in the top 10 in defensive boards per contest. Now, they're facing a New York squad who's having a tough time slowing anyone down. They're allowing over 115 points a game, and they're in the bottom 3 in defensive rebounding. Now, injury-wise, Melton and Thibault are questionable. Harden is out with a foot. When it comes to the scoring, the Sixers saw their last 3 straight get over the line. Meanwhile, the Knicks saw their last 3 games get over the total themselves, throwing out that Atlanta contest. I'm going to lean toward Philadelphia -3 over 223. And with that, guys, now it's time for our quick pick recap. I like Miami -4.5 under 227. Cleveland -7 over 222.5. Give me Washington +2 over 228. And before I give you my next and final free pick for the video, one final reminder that we are 12-1 in our last 13 crowd pleaser teasers on my website. Give me Philadelphia -3 over 223. And with that, guys, that'll do it for me. Gotta thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. Be on the lookout for our Part 2 video in the next couple of hours or so. Always nice to get videos out nice and early for you, so you have plenty of time to take notes and do some further study. But anyway, look for that Part 2 video in a little bit. But most importantly, guys, I already thanked you. Happy Friday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage.